So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the second day of our weekend journey with Bashar. You know, every time he comes through, it's really exciting, and it really is an extraordinary experience to be in this energy and experience it in person, in a sense. How many people here have, is this your first time experiencing Bashar sort of directly through Darryl? Okay, were very many of you here last night? How many people were here last night? Quite a few. Okay, great. Well, we're so happy to have you all here. I'm April Rochelle of Bashar Communication, and it's always our great pleasure to bring Bashar to you and to give you the opportunity to interact with him one-on-one and feel what it's like to communicate with an extraterrestrial, which is a pretty surprising thing to say, I would say, for most of us. But of course, nobody said you have to believe that it's true, because this is a very personal thing for each person. Tonight's session is entitled The Story Tree, and this session is about the idea of what story are you telling yourself about your life, and how is the story that you're telling yourself influencing the experiences that you're having. And Bashar's going to start working with the idea of a permission slip to help you change that story if you want to, and create a life that's more closely aligned with your true natural self. So we're welcoming this permission slip. And then tomorrow's session, which starts at 11 o'clock in the morning, is going to be called The State of the Union. And this session will be an opportunity for Bashar to update us on how things are progressing and how things are looking as we approach the fall of 2016, when, as he said previously, everything will change. So we're definitely looking forward to hearing this update and also getting a clearer picture on the kinds of things we might want to change in our lives to ensure that we have a smooth ride through all of the change that's coming. Just wanted to let you know about our next upcoming event. We'll be in Sedona on September 10th. And Bashar has not given us our titles yet for that, or for the LA weekend that will happen at the end of September. And then in November, we will be in Oakland, California, near San Francisco, as well as in Las Vegas. And we'll finish off the year with our kind of Christmas holiday experience with Bashar in December. So we hope you can join us for those experiences also. Lastly, I'm just going to show you a couple of quick videos, one having to do with the Essassani contact crystal, which is something that Bashar shared with us, around 2010. And we were able, through the help of Kirby Seed, who provided these beautiful crystals, to create a contact crystal that's sort of a replica of the central crystal. Like, this is sort of a replica, and you can see the central crystal here is the shape of the contact crystal. And Bashar will explain in the video a little bit about how that works and how you can use that as a permission slip for things that are important to you.
The charged crystals that represent the idea of contact. These being the permission slip that have been entitled Essassani contact crystals or seeds of contact. The idea being that on my world, this crystal represents the center point of a larger crystal array that is created to represent all of the consciousnesses and all of the worlds in the interstellar alliance of which we are a part and of which you are becoming a part.
Bashar has been, in some sessions, explaining more about his own life, his own experiences on his planet. When he was very young, he was shown a large piece of artwork that contains many different kinds of crystals, and each crystal represents one of the civilizations that's part of their association of worlds. Now, the central crystal he described is a hexagon that is dark green in color. It's larger than this, but this is basically a replica of that crystal as he described it to us. There is a symbol inscribed on the crystal, which is a triangular symbol that has a spiral in the middle of it. This symbol, Bashar described, is actually his family crest. It represents his family's lineage as contact specialists. So Bashar suggested that if we made replicas, even if they're smaller, of this central crystal, what he did then is he did a special meditation that actually comes with every crystal on a DVD that's for the purpose of charging the crystal with the specific frequency of contact. So when you have one of these and you use the meditation, it is actually charged with the particular frequency that represents his civilization and the particular frequency that represents their initial contact with us. Bashar has basically said that, charging one of these with your own energy and the energy that's in the meditation that he gave is kind of like casting your vote specifically for contact. So if you're interested in acquiring one of these, by all means, please ask the people at the back table to give you the information. It comes in this lovely box along, like I said, with the DVD. And so please check out the information at the back table.
Okay, and why is the contact crystal a hexagon?
It supports the idea, very specifically, that what is attached to it, around it, as the central hexagonal crystal, are 6 others, which represent the 6 hybrid races, and altogether the 7th. Earth being the 6th hybrid race. We are the 3rd. But altogether, the 6 and the 1 in the center will be representative of the 7th hybrid race, when all 6 hybrid races exist and blend together into the 7th. That's the core of our common evolution and what we share as family and where we're going into what you call the future. Together.
So the next video that we have has to do with a workshop that I do that it combines pre-recorded guided meditations that Bashar created specifically for this experience, along with in-water soft encounters with humpback whales. And this workshop happens in March in the Dominican Republic, and it is an opportunity to be on a boat for 7 days out at sea, about 80 miles out to sea, in a location called the Silver Bank, where it's actually quite shallow out there and there's coral heads. And this is where the whales come every year to give birth and to have fun having a new mate. So yeah, they mate down there and they give birth, and it's really an amazing experience. So we're going to just show you a little bit of what it's like. Right now we have one spot for a guy, because there's a male roommate, unless you're a female and you don't care about having a room with a male. And the coming February, which is actually 2017, that's where we have the one spot left. And then the year after that, 2018, is there's still more spots for the whale trip there. So let's take a little bit of a look at what it's like. Heart-shaped bubbles that when the whales blew bubbles, they created a heart. And sometimes we have whales that are called dancing whales, where they both stand perpendicular in the water and they move their pec fins around and they dance together. And it's kind of a courtship thing. It's really beautiful. And actually, this last trip that we had a very extraordinary thing where we just got in the water to swim and 3 whales came over to us. And they kept swimming by us and looking at us. And then you see at one point we're all like backing up, like, oh my God, they're getting so close. We couldn't believe it. And it's just a very unusual thing for them to do that. So I think spending lots of time with cetaceans in the water will entrain you to their frequency, and then they will start to come to you. It's quite extraordinary. And lastly, we have a surprise, which is we're going to show you the trailer for the Bashar documentary, which will be released in September.
The concept of alien contact is no longer foreign to our society. The question isn't if it will happen, but when.
Great. Yeah, we're looking forward to it too. Okay, and it's my great pleasure to bring to you the very talented Darryl Anka. Okay. So, are you all ready, Darryl?
Huh?
You ready?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's not really going to sleep. You know, he goes into a very active brain state when he's doing this, which you'll see in the documentary.
Yes, you will.
What is actually going on here.
Yeah, we did a channeling session for the documentary where my head is wired to an EEG because we really wanted to see what's happening in the brain during a channeling state. It's quite profoundly different, so we're excited to present that to the public for the very first time.
And it's real. All right. Well, again, we'd all like to thank you for bringing through this information and for sharing Bashar with us. It truly is a wonderful experience.
Thank you, and thank you all for being here. I will see you later. Bye, I'm leaving now. But it'll say good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? All right. All right. Thank you. Once again, we thank each and every one of you individually and all of you together collectively for the opportunity of interacting with you in this way. It is a great gift for us to experience through each and every one of you the facets of the multidimensional crystal of creation that you are. And we are grateful for this opportunity of exchange. We would like to begin this transmission with the title, The Story Tree. Now, this is a permission slip that is kind of an interim neutral gear to something else that we have talked about. It goes hand in hand with it. You can use it however you wish once we explain how to use it. But the idea that we have talked about before that connects to this is the concept we have called the 13th step, which is the idea that understanding any change is a total change. Literally, if you are a new person in a new universe, you have a new history, and therefore, what may have been happening before is not something that actually ever happened to the new person you become. So the idea is understanding that you really are making that degree of change every single time you change anything. And in order to take conscious advantage of the fact that you really are at zero every moment and completely rewrite who you are, redefine who you are moment to moment, utterly and completely, we understand that for many individuals, because you are steeped in the process of change rather than having the concept of instantaneous change, we know that sometimes a process is necessary. So what we bring you in this transmission is part of the process, an interim step that you can use to practice shifting your energy in such a way so that perhaps one day, at whatever pace is comfortable for you, you can allow yourself to take full advantage of the fact that you're always changing utterly and completely into new people every moment in a new reality with a completely new history. But this will aid and assist you in creating a kind of neutral gear that allows you to shift a little bit more easily into that concept eventually and how to take full advantage of the structure of parallel realities. The story tree has to be done very precisely. And we will guide you in this precision through the explanation we are about to give. So if you are looking at your handout, the idea to begin with, if such things exist in your reality, is to start with what you might consider to have been in your life one of the more dramatic or profound or impactful negative experiences you have ever had. Whether it be from your childhood or last week, doesn't matter. The point is if you feel that you are still holding on to belief systems, or memories of that experience and you no longer prefer them, then this can help you neutralize that experience, that idea. Because when you have a negative experience, and it may generate within you, especially when you are young, negative belief systems, then you start telling yourself a negative story about yourself. You start buying into the negative beliefs that may be generated from that initial negative experience. And when you create and generate that negative story, you tell yourself that story over and over and over again because that has now been ingrained within you, crystallized within your personality structure. And when you tell yourself that negative story, it reinforces the negative experience, which then reinforces the negative story, which then reinforces the negative experience, and around and around and around you go with seemingly no way out. But this permission slip offers you a potential way out through a graduated process of shifting the energy from negative to positive in the following way. Whatever it is you choose as that negative experience, whatever you choose to remember, whatever you choose to apply to this particular permission slip technique, this story street structure, let yourself begin with that. And when you then have it in your mind as to what you would like to choose, break it up into the moments that were the most impactful within that experience. Whatever seems connected to that experience, start creating segments, little tableaus, little moments within it. Separate them out. Now, in the diagram you have before you, there are 3, just for the sake of convenience and expediency, but you can break it out into as many moments as you wish. Just make sure that they really are representative of some of the most impactful moments of that negative experience. When you were the saddest, when you were in the most pain, when you were the most angry, whatever it is, pick the ones that are truly the strongest moments of that negative experience. So, allow us to simply use an example as we go along to help illustrate the point a little bit more clearly. Let us just assume for the moment, even though this may have nothing to do with you personally, but again, to illustrate, that the negative experience you are calling forth or remembering is that your father beat you. And then that can be one of the elements, the beating itself, that negative experience. But then whatever is associated with that, break it out into the next moment. Let us say again, to perpetuate the illustration, that from that experience, that initial experience, you then went into your room and spent hours in pain, in anger, crying. That's another moment. List that as the next moment. And then let's say, because you were afraid to come out, the next moment is you stayed in your room so long that you didn't eat and you became very hungry. You were starving. That's another moment. So now you have, in this example, this 3 moments that paint the picture of this negative experience. The beating, the fear, the crying, the release, the sadness, the anger, and staying in the room, and now the physical experience of being very, very hungry and experiencing that pain. Start with the initial moment, what we will call the negative scenario, that is A, moment A, and beginning with that, allow yourself to take that moment and start to just breathe through it, see it, replay it, breathe through it, start to neutralize it, start to step back a little bit from it, and start to see that moment replaying as if it's happening not to you. That it is more like a movie that you really don't have a strong connection to. You're watching the scenario play out, but you're watching it happen to someone else. I understand that can still cause stress, but allow yourself to remove, to breathe, to remove, to breathe. A little bit more, to neutralize, neutralize, neutralize all the emotions that went with that particular moment, so it just becomes a tableau running like a silent movie. Kill all the sound in it, dampen all the sound in it, just see the images. Don't attach any meaning to it. Start to neutralize it. Now, before we go on, this is crucial, this is very important, this is one of the things we're talking about how this must be done very precisely. Understand that while you are doing this, this in no way, shape, or form is meant to be a denial of what happened. So don't think that this is just a glossing over so that you simply get to the point where you say, oh yes, that didn't happen to me. Acknowledge that it did. You're not letting that go for the moment. This is not the 13th step right now where you shift so abruptly that you know you have such a different history that this never happened to the new person that you are. That's not where we are at right now. This is an interim gear. This is a shifting process. So for the moment, understand, this is not a denial of what happened. But as you begin to neutralize and breathe through this, get to a point where you can settle with it a little bit. And then allow yourself to use your imagination and call upon the higher mind connection and start painting a picture that you would prefer instead of the one that originally happened. Maybe, again, to continue this illustration, the image goes from the beating to having your father hug you in a loving way, very proud of you, hugging you, loving you, and you feeling the embrace, the support, the love. Now, again, here's another very precise energy that needs to happen in this. Because it's not about saying this is what you would have preferred, not past tense, because that can lead to the experience or the state of being you would call regret. Keep it present. This is what you prefer now as a tableau, as a scenario to replace the other one with. So keep it present, not past tense. And as you paint this picture, this replacement picture, feel that energy, feel what that is like, not what it would have been like, what it is like to experience that hug, that love, that support from that individual. Until it feels like it's starting to sink in, even just a little bit. It doesn't have to be all the way, just change the energy to something more positive by using that tableau, that scenario, that visualization as a guide. And once you feel that you have that present in you as an energy, as a state of being, then allow yourself to go back to the negative B scenario, being in your room, crying, so on and so forth. Bring that up into neutralization just as you did with scenario A. Breathe through it, start to see it, start to dissociate from it. Again, not a denial, just an energetic dissociation. Neutralize it. Let the sound go away. Just see it like a silent movie. Bring it to neutralization. But now, instead of doing exactly the same thing that you did with scenario A, go back to scenario A while that's in neutral, while B is in neutral, and look at scenario A. And say, all right, I'm seeing this now. It's very different than the negative scenario. I'm experiencing this now in the present. The love, the support, the hug. Now, ask this question and do this projection. Now that you have the new scenario, the positive scenario A, how does scenario A actually change scenario B? Because now you have a completely new scenario that would lead to something else entirely than what it led to before, where you wound up in the room crying, feeling alone, feeling hurt, feeling angry, feeling sad, whatever it was. Now you have a new scenario. So what in your imagination would be the logical extrapolation from that? Create a whole new scenario B, not going up this way from the negative one, but going across from A as to what might be the next logical expression, the next logical scenario from what is going on in scenario A. Once you have that, a new scenario B that is positive, uplifting, loving, creative, whatever it is, whatever it needs to be, whatever it logically seems to be, from what you created in scenario A, now do the same for scenario C. Go up with scenario C from the negative to the neutralization place, breathe through it, dissociate, neutralize, neutralize, neutralize. But again, instead of just continuing up this way, now go from what you created in scenario B in the positive level and go across and say, well, now what would be the next logical thing in scenario C that goes from that? and start going across to as many scenarios as you created until they are all a logical extension and extrapolation from scenario A, all in the positive vein. Once you have done that, then let the energy of all of those new scenarios, the positive ones, go up to a point to create and see that they are a new positive story that you are now telling yourself with different energy, and allow that to now emerge into a positive experience in life that will now reinforce the positive story, which will reinforce positive experiences, which will reinforce the positive story, and on and on. And now you're creating a new cycle, telling yourself a positive story. Again, understand very precisely, this is not a denial of what you believe may have happened in the negative context. It's not a glossing over. It is, however, a dissociation from the effect, the energetic effect of what happened, so that you can still be aware of that as part of your history, but you can dissociate from the negative effect to such a degree by practicing this over and over again and creating a positive version of this idea and a positive energy and a positive effect, so that you start really telling yourself a positive story about yourself, so that you disconnect from the negative story you were given. It doesn't take away the scenario, but you start no longer feeling the negative effect of the negative story. You start feeling the effect of the positive story. And this creates a conundrum, a paradox within you at that moment. Because while you can still see the negative tableau, you start actually feeling the positive energy. And again, very precisely, don't assume that this means that you're supposed to feel that you prefer the negative, that the positive feelings you're feeling while you're still viewing the negative doesn't mean that you're supposed to say, yes, that was okay for that to have happened. That's not what we're saying. But it is a technique that over time, by doing it again and again, will start to build up a positive energy within you, where you will start automatically telling yourself a more positive story about yourself, and perhaps eventually you will allow yourself to do this strongly enough that this can function as a neutralized shifting of gears to allow you to begin to experience truly more and more of the effect of consciously shifting to parallel realities, where you now know you are telling yourself such a positive story and guiding yourself through these parallel reality changes so naturally that you now can begin to consciously feel that you really are a different person, really in a different reality, with really a different history, to whom the negative scenario never occurred. But this particular technique is the middle point of that. And it doesn't have to happen right away. You can practice it as long as you need to, at whatever pace you need to, at whatever rate you need to create that shifting of that effect in your energy, because that's really all it's all about. Just create that energy shift so you start knowing how to automatically start feeding yourself positive stories about who and what you are, and can more and more and more and more detach from the idea that it really doesn't matter what has happened in the past. It's not a disavowing of it, but it's a way to start using it to build a positive energy in your life, a positive direction, a positive path, knowing that that scenario, as negative as it may have been, is still capable of delivering a positive and beneficial effect and energy in your lives, because you are capable of making this transformation. Is this clear? Yes. All right. So, allow yourself to take this permission slip, make it your own, use it however, whenever you wish. If your imagination and your higher mind wishes to alter it a little bit to fit you, then by all means let it do so. Go with the flow. This isn't rigid, it isn't strict, but it is precise in the ways that we have outlined it. So remember, it's not a denial of what happened in any way, shape, or form. Keep it present in the new scenario. It's not, this is what I would have preferred, but this is what I prefer now. And allow yourself to move forward knowing that it's not in any way, shape, or form an endorsement or a condoning of the negative, but it is an opportunity to release yourself from the effects of the negative by shifting the energy in your life and telling yourself the story of who you truly prefer to be. Does that make sense? All right, because you all contain that probability, that ability, that awareness to know your true selves, who you really are, your fundamental frequency, your essence. And the idea is to also remember throughout this entire permission slip when you are doing it, that any negative belief you may have about yourself, and this again doesn't mean that you can't have an honest assessment of where you may be going negative in life, but any negative belief is not really fundamentally capable of being true about you. You are an aspect of creation. You have the ability to create negative scenarios and experience them, but these are just projections. These are scenarios and have nothing to do with the actual representation of your core true self being an infinite, indestructible, eternal creator. That can never go away. That can never change. No matter what you may have been told, no matter what story you may have painted for yourself, those things can never change because they are a part of the structure and nature of existence, and so are you. And that will never go away. Does that make sense? Yes. All right. How do you feel? Good. All right. Thank you for allowing us to share this interim tool with you. And at this time, we thank you for the gift of your sharing. And in return now, how may we be continuing the service to you? You may begin with your questions and statements if you wish.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Thank you, sir. My question is about scary movies.
Scary movies.
Scary movies.
Oh, all right. How exciting.
Exciting.
Yes.
I am an animator and a storyteller, and one of my passions is creating scary monster movies for children.
Yes, how exciting.
My goal is to create stories that help children identify their own fears, allowing them to understand what fear is and how it can serve them.
Yes.
Do you have any additional advice as to how fear can be used as a storytelling tool and what some of the most effective approaches can be?
Well, it is cathartic when used appropriately.
Right.
The idea is that when someone is simply exposed to the idea of fear over and over and over again, or violence over and over and over again, it can allow them to feel that the violence and the fears are embedded within them. But if you structure the story correctly using the story structure methodology that's ingrained in all of your psychologies, then it can actually be presented in a way that allows for the experience of fear, but then creates a catharsis that allows them to let go of that fear. So as long as it follows the story structure that's embedded in your psychology, it can, in very strong and powerful ways, create that catharsis.
That's very good, because I've wanted to create films that have that that we call a story arc, in a sense.
Yes.
Where the children at least can regain their own power.
Yes.
And
you understand the elements of story structure, yes?
Right.
But the idea that many people on your planet don't understand about it is it's not an artificial construct. It's actually built in to your psychology. It's part of your personality. And that's why when you hit the right chords, the stories resonate with all of you and they last a long time. When you miss some of the components of story structure and you don't strike all the right chords that are embedded in your psychology, then most of you tend to feel, that was a so-so story. It didn't really stick with me. Story structure is one of the strongest ways to impart information and communicate information to people. So it's important to hit all the right chords and then the story will resonate, and that's why so many stories last for eons and are passed down and remembered because they hit all the points that are embedded within your psychology. That's what story structure actually is. Does that make sense?
It does. Thank you.
Does this help?
It does. I have one more question.
Yes.
I've been having this experience with my eyes. I've had an uncontrollable blinking in my eyes, and I've been to doctors and all that stuff, and it hasn't worked out. I was wondering if there might be a significant...
Did you say you were an animator?
Yes, I did.
Are you attempting to see things at the frame rate of animation?
Okay.
Maybe you are allowing that to rub off on you a little bit so that you can perceive things in the way that you need to freeze the frame for a moment or to let it flow is up to you. But that simply may be a side effect of focusing strongly on the idea of the animation process.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Is there a way that I can maybe make it so it doesn't have such an...
Look at a frozen frame for a longer period of time.
Okay.
So that you are only focused on one image instead of a series of them.
All right.
You understand?
Yes.
Pick an image that to you resonates in a way that allows you to feel very relaxed. You follow me?
Yes, I do.
But just a still picture.
Okay.
Not a moving picture. Not at first.
Right.
Over time, when you start to feel the relaxation and the blinking starts to diminish, you can start moving the picture again if you wish, creating a series to create motion if you wish, but allow yourself to do that slowly as an exercise over time so that you can find the proper frame rate that works for you, because it may not be the standard rate for you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So you can use that as an exercise and see what happens.
So it's basically a self-reinforcing mechanism.
It is, yes.
Okay.
But it will take you to a different frame rate within your consciousness, because the frame rate of your consciousness is a little bit different than the frame rate of reality and the frame rate of your animation, and you're looking to find a consensus between them in a sense.
Yes.
And therefore, you can find it perhaps this way with this exercise and find your natural frame rate that will allow you then to not necessarily experience it physically in the way that you are, as a reaction that way. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, I think so. I think when I listen to the recording over again, it'll start making more sense.
Oh,
too.
all right.
I mean,
so.
what you said, but it is starting to resonate with me, though.
All right.
Yeah.
Is there a particular image that you find more relaxing than any others? Do you remember a place that you've been that made you feel really relaxed?
There's a place I went to when I was in the Boy Scouts. It was called Havasupai Indian Reservation, and it was a waterfall.
Yes.
It was a beautiful waterfall, very clear blue water. It was like, it was in the Grand Canyon, but it was like stepping into Hawaii. It was that beautiful.
Can you go there again?
I can.
All right. Now, if you actually go to the real place, then things can be moving. But if it's just a picture, it should be a still picture at first.
Okay.
You follow me?
Yes.
But if you go to the real place, then just staring at the tableau in nature can also serve the same function as staring at the still in this exercise. You can replace one with the other if you wish.
Okay.
And it would be more dynamic for you. Yes?
Yes.
Does this help you?
It does.
All right. Anything else?
No. Thank you very much, Bashar.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And you good day.
Thank you. This story tree process was really powerful for me. I was doing mine on a driving phobia that I somehow got probably about 13 years ago.
Dropping?
Driving.
Driving.
Yeah, and it's mostly when I'm on a freeway by myself or if I'm out on a road that I'm not familiar with.
All right.
And so
What is the phobia about?
I feel like I'm gonna die, and so I get really dizzy and I have to pull over and I
All
can't
right.
drive. Yeah.
We understand the reason that that's happening is because you actually already did die.
Yeah, in an accident.
Yes.
Yeah, I have slight recollection of a past death in that way, but I haven't been able to process it out of...
Well, you can understand that you don't need to do it again, or even if you do, you can do what you did before and choose to keep going in a parallel reality where you can't tell the difference that you died. Mm-hmm. So what difference does it make if you do die?
Awesome. That's awesome.
I'm not saying to drive recklessly, of course.
Yeah.
There is, at least, to some degree, obviously, a need to be alert, but you don't have to be fearful. Because you've already done it. Been there, done that, already died, so what? Came back, here I am.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if you can wrap your mind around that, feel that a little bit more strongly that you've already been through the process, and like anything, given the choice to continue without necessarily knowing that you did die, you could always choose to do that again. Therefore, knowing that and imbuing that within yourself can lessen the phobia over time or even right away.
Did I die in this lifetime, in that instance?
Yes.
Beautiful.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But even upon death at that moment, many of you are given a choice because you've been open to having that choice to continue in a parallel reality where you can't tell the difference that you're no longer in the same reality.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Does this help you?
It really does.
Anything else?
No, that was it. That was great.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
And to you, good day. Speak up and be bold so that all may hear what you have to share.
Okay.
Oh, well said.
So,
Well said again.
goodness.
Are you a Zen practitioner?
This is so funny because this has so much to do with my question.
How synchronous of you.
I'm a singer and a songwriter, and I've written a lot of songs.
Yes.
And I can't get any of them out because I'm so afraid
Afraid of what?
of people.
First of all, do you understand that what you're doing right now by crying is you're in a state where you're willing to let go of your negative beliefs and your fears? That's what this crying is all about. Right now, you have decided to start letting go of them. When you have negative beliefs, when you hold on to those fears, you actually allow them to generate a chemical component that's reflective of those negative beliefs in your body. When you are finally willing to let them go, you need to wash those chemical constituents out of your body, and that usually happens through tears. Therefore, you are releasing those negative beliefs to some degree right now. So congratulations, first of all, at that.
Thank you.
Now, what were you afraid of in terms of putting your songs out to the public? What are you afraid might happen?
I don't know. I'm just.
Sure you do. Come on, be honest.
I don't.
What are you afraid might happen?
They won't like my voice, and then I don't get to sing.
Now, may I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't like your voice, what has that got to do with your ability to sing?
Well, I can sing for myself, but that's not gonna be my life.
How do you know?
Because that's not gonna pay the bills.
How do you know? You think you're so smart. You think you know the answers to everything. That can't possibly support me in life. How do you know? You don't. The beginning of wisdom is to understand that you don't know what will happen. However, I will remind you of this. But I'll do it in a way that is asking you another question, if I may.
Yes.
Do you believe that creation makes mistakes?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. Do you understand that if it is truly your passion to sing, that must mean that there must be someone in the reality that you're in that actually wants to hear it?
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
So then, if you understand that, how can you be afraid that no one will listen? Those two things are contradictory, are they not?
Right.
Are you listening to the song that's coming in now? It's the panic song. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Synchronicity. Gotta love it. So, if you understand, as we often say, that there is no such thing as a one-sided coin. If you have the head, if you have a gift to give, there must be the tail or there is no coin. Therefore, you wouldn't even have the urge to sing if somebody wasn't willing to receive the gift you have. And most importantly, by holding yourself back from singing, you are depriving those people of what they're waiting for from you. That's mean. You're a big meanie. Holding back the gift. No, I have this beautiful gift. It's all wrapped in a lovely bow and lovely paper, but I'm not going to give it to you. I'm going to hold on to it here. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You're holding back a gift they're actually waiting to receive. Why would you do that to them?
Okay.
Do you understand what we're saying here?
Yes.
Is it sinking in a little bit?
A lot of bit.
A lot of bit. All right. Very good.
Thank you.
You can use that in one of your lyrics. Does this help you?
Yep, a lot.
Anything else?
Can I ask one last question?
That was a question. Would you like to
yeah.
ask another?
Yes. I have back issues, and the doctors don't know why it's as painful as it is.
Gee, really? When you
Yeah.
don't feel that you're supported, you have back issues?
Oh,
what a
God.
strange thing. Do you get what we're saying?
Yep.
It's all connected.
Thank you.
Take the stress off yourself. Understand that you will be supported. Did you ever hear us tell the story of the woman that told stories?
No.
There was a mother that told stories to her children because that was her driving passion. Just telling stories to her children. Now, the more practical and logical among you would say, well, you can't make a living at that, because everyone knows that you know everything you need to know, and you know so much, and you're so smart. So you say, well, you can't make a living at that, just telling stories to her children. Pa-ha, pa-ha. She can't make a living at that. That's ridiculous. But that was her passion. But she told the stories with such passion that her children began to tell their own friends to come and listen to the stories. And they did. And then the friends told their friends, and they came. And then the friends told their parents, and the parents came. And pretty soon they were paying her to tell stories because she told them so well. So she started making a living telling stories, which started out as nothing more than telling stories passionately to her children because that was her highest passion. If that can happen to her, it can happen to you. Do you understand?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Then, anything else?
No, thank you.
All right, then fly away, little songbird.
Hi, Bashar.
And a you good day.
I have a statement and a question.
By all means.
My first statement is that I am successfully using my joy to serve the creative faculties in children with exponential benefit.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much.
Cool. And then the question is,
Yes.
I had a dream in October of 2011 of a spinning shape.
Yes.
From the research that I did on it, I think it's a tesseract.
All right, yes.
It had 3 exposed planes on it. It looks like the center of the thing that you have. It looks like the green thing. It's really weird. Anyways,
Yes.
it has Archimedean spirals on each side, and they're square-shaped, and they go in towards the center, and it was
Yes.
humming.
Yes,
so for
yes,
the
yes.
entire duration of the night, I saw
How
this.
exciting.
It was exciting, and then
You're
I lost
looking
track.
at the innate mathematical structure of a vortex, of a portal, of
That's
an
what that was?
interdimensional rift.
How
Yes.
come I had trouble keeping track of what year it was?
Because you were in an interdimensional portal where time doesn't make sense.
Okay. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. Wow.
You're experiencing the dissolution of time, that you're creating the concept of time. Time's just a side effect. It's an illusion. It doesn't really exist unto itself. Therefore, when you begin to bring all that insight together, to be able to experience that kind of overlap, multidimensional vortex, it usually is experienced in a timeless way.
Okay.
Does that help you?
Yes. I'm wondering if it has any relationship to the Tibetan Kala chakra.
Many things on your planet are symbolic extensions of that idea or different interpretations of that idea expressed in a variety of ways that go hand in hand with the belief systems of the representative culture. So everyone has a piece.
Oh, okay.
Bring them all together.
Like the Mayan thing? Like the Mayan, sorry, I'm trying, like the Mayans and their belief that we're in a process of coming together with our multiple truths to make a bigger picture?
Yes.
Okay, because I had another dream about drawing in the center of the top of the Mayan, I don't even know what it is, the Mayan calendar.
Yes, the calendar.
Okay, the top part with the eye, I was coloring it in with my favorite color.
Which is what?
That color. It's
Yes.
literally the color behind you. It's
Oh,
turquoise.
all right. Yes, and?
And I'm wondering what the significance of that was, if it has any relationship to time in that cube, or having...
It does, and it has a relationship to the vibrational color that is representative in color terms of the state of being that represents your natural self, your aligned self. So come from that vibrational state, and you will go through the passage in a relatively unscathed way. Do you understand? Yeah. You will go in harmony with the tick of the clock. You won't resist it. You won't go against the grain. Stay in that color state. Stay in that vibrational state that's represented by that color, and you will be most aligned. And then you can go through any transformations more smoothly.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Will that do?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And are you good day?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Yes.
I'm not a native English speaker, so...
Neither am I.
You may...
Understand, I'm not speaking at all.
So please bear with me, you may not understand what I say. I have a question because I'm working in a risk management field.
Yes.
And I'm being working...
Why would you want to work in a field full of risk?
I just got a job for 10 years ago.
You just got a job 10 years ago?
Yes. And,
Talk about timeless.
And I started to work in this field, and then I found that in this field, just thinking about the risk and ahead all the time.
Yes. Is this exciting for you? Yes or no?
Not really.
All right. What would you rather be doing?
I just wanted to think very exciting.
Yes.
And fun
what would
things.
you rather be doing? What would be more exciting for you to do?
Actually, yeah, I wanted to travel in the world or...
All right. Well, what's stopping you? What reasons are you creating to stop yourself?
Because I have to... I have 2 kids and I have
so what?
to
Take them with you.
Pay a mortgage and...
Take them with you.
Take with them to the travel around.
Why not? Wouldn't you want your children to be with you while you're traveling? You don't have to take them.
Sometimes, yes, I do, but not always, because if I do always like that, it's money.
Well, it doesn't have to be always. We're simply asking you what would be more exciting for you to do, and why aren't you doing it?
Because
what excuses are you making to not do it? Now, before you answer, pay attention. You said that you were in risk management.
Yes.
Not being yourself, not following your excitement is the most risky thing you can do. Following your excitement is the least risky thing you can do.
I see.
Do you understand?
Yes, yes.
So manage your risk by being yourself more fully, and you will lower the risk in your life. Mm-hmm. The most difficult thing you can do is to be someone you're not. Mm-hmm. And that involves more risk. So, will you start taking action in the direction of your excitement to allow it to prove to you that it can support you and your family? It's up to you. You don't have to. But if you do, it will show you that it can. Give it a chance at least. Yes?
Yes, I try.
Invest in yourself. Appreciate yourself.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
Then your dividends will grow.
But just in general, if we think in that way, for everybody thinking that way, the risk will be, in the end, is eliminated, and it's all this risk management business is going to disappear.
Exactly. Because eventually it will be unnecessary. That's why we operate on our planet through pure synchronicity. There is no risk, so there needs to be no risk management.
I see.
There are several different kinds of jobs that will become extinct on your planet, you know.
So
there are jobs you used to have that you no longer have, and this may be one more of them over time, but it's up to you to decide whether or not it is now obsolete for you. Mm. Yes?
Yes.
So.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does that help?
Yes, very much.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Andrew, you good day.
With the representation of the central crystal here, is that going to help bring people's frequency up who are working with the tools, or everyone on the planet?
It's a permission slip, like anything else. If you resonate with it, then it can do that. If you don't, then it won't. But the idea of the representation is that it is also a representation, a fragment of the representation of all the different worlds that belong to our interstellar alliance. The idea of the central hex and those that surround it are representative of the sixth hybrid race you're becoming, plus the other 5 that already exist, and then ultimately blending into the 7th hybrid race.
Can that happen on the 3rd dimension, or will we need to be elevated to a higher dimension for that to happen?
Well, first and foremost, your physical reality is actually 4th dimensional, because it is 3 of space and 1 of time. You follow me?
Say that again.
Your physical reality is actually 4th dimensional, because you have 3 dimensions of space and 1 dimension of time.
Okay.
So density is something that can happen within a dimension. So you are going from 3rd density vibrations to 4th density vibrations within your physical reality. In the higher level physical reality, what you call 4th density, yes, you will become the 6th hybrid race. Beyond that, you will go into another dimension altogether to be the 7th hybrid race. You'll become quasi-physical like we are, half physical, half spirit.
And it is happening here currently.
Yes, you are elevating your frequencies bit by bit, day by day, which is why we are even capable of having these conversations. Were you not doing that, we would be too foreign to each other. We wouldn't be on the same wavelength at all. And these conversations wouldn't happen.
Got it.
Does that help?
Yes, thank you so much.
Anything else?
That's it for now.
Oh, all right, thank you.
Hello.
Andrew, you good day.
Thank you. My name is Harmon. I just want to thank you for doing what you're...
All right, well, thank you for the co-creation.
Absolutely. So I've been blessed to have healing opportunities on myself.
All right.
For the past 15 years, I've had over 30 surgeries. I just had surgery last week.
How exciting for you.
It's been a great journey.
Yes.
I've learned a lot about myself.
And that's the point of it.
I just would like to know, is there any way that I could heal more? Like, what are the best ways that I could heal myself and then share that with others?
We do not necessarily do the idea of health readings, but what we always suggest first is the idea of thorough detoxification of the system. In many cases, toxicity is what's creating the symptomologies that you think are the result of diseases, when in fact they're actually the result of toxicity lodged in the cellular structure of your body, because your air is polluted, your water is polluted, your food is polluted. So if you thoroughly detoxify the body, then whatever nutrients you put in will actually be capable of being absorbed by the cells, therein giving the body the opportunity to heal itself from almost anything. And once you then clarify the body that way, any symptoms that might remain after a third detoxification would be the symptoms of what you're actually dealing with, which then might require a lighter touch or less to do. So detoxification, we would always suggest, would be the first step, and see what happens from there.
Absolutely.
Does that help you?
Perfectly true.
All right.
One other question. I've been blessed with so many wonderful talents.
Yes.
Film,
Such as?
Film, music,
Yes.
business. And I'm trying to figure out, I kind of keep going on different directions. But
Well, these are all different expressions of the overall umbrella of what excites you. That's all right.
Absolutely. So maybe I should mold
Remember,
those
we
into-
talk about the idea that your excitement will come in different forms. Follow the thread of excitement. When something else suddenly contains that, the thread of excitement lets you know it is connected and part of your expression. Just because it might look very different than the other way in which you were expressing your excitement doesn't have anything to do with anything. It will come in whatever form is the path of least resistance. It will take whatever door it can get through. So just because the things look unconnected doesn't mean they are. The excitement tells you they are connected. That's why you just follow the thread of excitement, not how things look on the surface, as the determination of what is representative of your highest excitement. Does that make sense?
Perfect sense.
Does this help you?
Oh, so much.
Anything else?
One more question.
Yes.
The wonderful ladies that brought me here, Maya and Mandy, are good friends with Prince, who just passed away recently. We were wondering if there was any message or any connection that you had.
Be as purple as you can.
Thank you very much.
The violet light is where you will find yourself, vibrationally speaking.
Absolutely.
So, oh, and all right, rock on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And you, good day.
So I was wondering, I actually recently moved to Los Angeles.
All right.
To pursue a career in acting.
Do you understand that if you are pursuing it, you won't catch it?
Oh, okay.
You're not pursuing, you are an actor.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah. Yes.
Keep it present.
Okay.
All right? Then you can allow what needs to come to you, to manifest. So don't pursue, be.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And?
That totally makes sense. I guess
I know, that's why I said it. And? Anything else?
I guess I was just wondering if I was on the right path, but now it seems silly to
You
ask,
do
but...
what you do because it excites you to do it. You do it for its own sake. You don't do it because of what you think it will get you.
Okay.
That makes your excitement conditional. When you do it for its own sake because you are so passionate about it, you can't imagine doing anything else. You do it in all the ways that you are capable of doing it. You use your imagination to do it as often as you can, in as many ways as you can, whether you have an audience or not, because it's what drives you, it's what you're passionate about. That's when you create the highest probability of opportunities to come to you to allow you to express it in other ways. But if you do it only because of what you think needs to happen from it, what you think it will get you, what you think is supposed to happen, you're slowing the entire process down because you're making your excitement conditional on what happens on the outside instead of just determining for yourself what's true. That's how it works. That's the paradox. Yes?
Yes.
And?
Yes. I also sing and I like playing guitar and writing songs. So
Same idea.
Same idea.
Do it because that's your passion.
Okay.
You don't need another reason. When you simply choose the state you prefer for its own sake, regardless of what's going on outside and around you, then you have truly, truly changed and are truly in alignment with your natural frequency. Then the outer reality reflection, which is only a reflection, can't help but reflect that back to you in any number of ways. But if you absolutely insist that it must happen a certain way, then you're actually closing the door through which it could happen in ways greater than you could possibly have imagined.
Okay.
So the insistence on a particular outcome is actually a limitation. Even though many of you think, oh no, this is the best possible thing that could happen to me.
Right.
That's not necessarily true.
Okay.
And you don't know what might be better, but your higher mind does. So get into the state of your passion, get into the state of your excitement, use a visualization if you wish to as a symbol or representation of an ideal reality expression, but don't insist that it has to look that way. Sometimes it might, but many times it might not. So when you insist on it, you are preventing the higher mind from actually delivering what could even be better. Make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
And then when you do that, you are acting as yourself.
Okay.
Does that help you?
It does. And it's fine that I follow both passions, even though...
Again, follow the thread.
Right, okay.
You will not always be able to act to the same degree on things that might seem to contain the same amount of excitement. Or if they seem absolutely identical and you can't tell which path to go down, flip a coin. You might as well. Sometimes you will reveal to yourself which one you actually prefer because you say, all right, heads I'll take path A, tails I'll take path B. And it comes up heads and you go, oh darn, I really wanted path B. And then you'll know. But if it really doesn't seem to make a difference, then take either, act on either to the best of your ability. If that is not the best path of least resistance for you, the path will contain the information you need to turn you back around to the other path. Okay. It's a self-guiding, self-perpetuating principle.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes, that helps a lot.
Do you feel a little bit lighter?
I do. I do feel a little bit lighter.
All right. Because when you allow existence to work for you as it's designed to, then you don't have to expend so much effort trying to make things happen. You can allow them to happen because you know that if you stay in the state you prefer, that's truly your natural state, whatever unfolds is exactly what's supposed to happen in perfect timing. And if you always maintain that it's there for a positive reason, no matter how it looks, you will always get a positive and beneficial effect from it, no matter how the situation may have been originally generated, no matter what else anyone thinks about it or what their opinion may be, you, by giving it a positive meaning, will always generate a positive experience for yourself. Does that help?
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Please understand, all of you, these are not just wishful thoughts. These are not just aphorisms. This is a description of the way existence actually works. These are not opinions. We're just describing to you what we observe because we can see the structure of existence. It's just a description. That's all. Use the machine as it is built to be used, because it works for you whether you know it or not in everything you do. But it's up to you to decide whether the machine reinforces the negative beliefs or the positive ones. It doesn't care, because it ultimately unconditionally supports you in whatever you say is true for you. You're the boss. Make a decision. That's all you need to do.
Hi.
Andrew, you good day.
Thank you. So I think you may have just answered my question.
All right.
So I was listening and thinking of the question that I wanted to ask.
Yes.
And what I realized when I just netted out is that I don't trust that if I act in my highest excitement,
Yes.
that it will actually lead to where I want it to.
Now put that in the reverse terminology.
Okay.
What do you trust? Because you're always trusting something. It's just that you're trusting in a negative instead of a positive.
Right.
So you said, I don't trust the positive. That means you're trusting the negative.
Yeah, that's so
Why?
true.
Why do you trust the negative more than the positive outcome?
I think at this point, it's belief and habit.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
But what is it about that belief that says that the outcome you don't prefer is the one that's more likely to happen? Why do you believe that? Why do you trust that to be true instead of what you prefer to be true? Why?
It's less about the outcome as it is the mechanism. Like I think if
Yes.
I work hard or I do certain things that it will lead to an outcome.
Well, of course it will lead to an outcome.
Right.
But will it be the outcome you prefer? And again, working hard is something you can enjoy doing. It doesn't have to be a struggle. It doesn't have to be strife. There doesn't have to be resistance. There will be challenges, of course. Challenges are how you grow. But challenges are positive if you wish them to be, if you choose them to be. So the idea is that, yes, of course you will work. But as you say on your planet, a labor of love is no labor at all. So it's okay to work, and that will generate an outcome. And if you stay in the state you prefer, the outcome will be reflective of it, even though you may not really know what that outcome will be.
Yeah.
Even if what pops up in front of you as an outcome is something you don't prefer, it's there for a reason that you can use to create the outcome you do prefer. So it's not that we're saying anything that pops up is exactly what you prefer. Don't misunderstand. We're saying that things can pop up that are not what you prefer, but you can use them in a positive way to manifest what you do prefer without insistence that it has to look a certain way. Does that make more sense?
Yeah. No, that's really good.
All right.
That's really good.
Is that helping?
Yeah. No, that was really nice. Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
One other question. Do we all have a team of non-physical?
Yes, you do. You all have staff.
We all have staff that we're able to leverage and...
Well, leverage may not be the term. That might be more appropriate. But yes, they are on your team. They are helping. They are guiding. They are doing everything they can. But they will not do it for you.
Right.
And the idea is that they do their job best when they remain relatively unobtrusive and allow you to become your own best guide. But they will guide you. They are always guiding you. It's up to you to pay attention to the fact that you're always receiving guidance. It's not up to them to give you more than they're giving, because they can't. They give you everything that they can give you. It's up to you to pay attention to what you're being given more.
Right.
Yes?
Okay. Yeah, I got that.
Does that help?
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good day, Bashar! I thought I'd throw it back at him just for shits and giggles.
Did you shit while you giggled?
Great to see you.
And you as well.
My wife dressed up as Peggy just for a joke, so I thought I'd be Al Bundy. So.
Oh, all right.
It's nice to know you watch the show.
I don't. but we can pull the reference from the channel's memory core.
It's nice to know Darryl watches the show. Most of my life, I'm super happy, positive person. I've been doing my passion and having a great time.
Is there a but coming up?
There is a but.
All right.
I had a horrific, I've had some wonderful experiences taking certain substances, ayahuasca, San Pedro. Had a really bad acid trip, terrible. Thought I was dying over and over again, really messed up my psychology. I'm still hunted by like negative thoughts. It's really...
Hunted by them?
Did I say hunted? Haunted.
Haunted.
Haunted, like a scary movie. And I recently had a synchronicity. On the way here, just went to get some food. There was a gypsy lady, and my wife says, oh, she wants to do a reading for me. And I start talking to her, and I can tell she's legitimate. She's I spoke to her for about 15 minutes, and she told me, I messed up my either chakras and just my head's all messed up, and I need to do a ceremony, and I need help, and I do need help. Anything on that? Very interesting experience running into her.
All right. What kind of help do you imagine that you need? Not done. And if you got the help, what do you imagine would happen or would be different about you?
I think I'd be a lot more peaceful because I'm very...
One moment. Mm-hmm. How do you know that?
It's what is lacking.
How do you know that?
I can feel it.
How do you know it's lacking if you can't actually feel the thing that's lacking? Maybe it isn't lacking. Maybe you just believe that it is. How about that? You see, to say that you think something is missing, you actually have to be able to get into the state of the thing you think is missing to know that it's missing, which means it's not missing. You just believe that it is. Are you understanding where we're going here?
I see where you're going, but as a human, we all have these... As a
you cannot speak for anyone else.
Okay, true. So for myself,
yes.
I've had moments of peace.
So you admit you actually can experience.
Absolutely, but
all
not
right.
enough.
Then the question would be, what choices do you make and what beliefs do you buy into that say you can't experience that more often? What happens when you do experience them? Why do you think those moments happen?
Because I'm being present.
So why would you choose to not be present? What do you get out of not being present?
That's a great question.
Thank you. Do you have a great answer? And by the way, you sound very peaceful at the moment. So,
I'm not sure.
All right. That would be the thing to ponder. And by pondering what it is you get out of not being present, it will bring you ultimately back into the present and back into the state of peace. That's your permission slip and your exercise.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And one just fun question.
Yes.
I had an amazing conversation with essentially the consciousness of the planet either I'm from or have spent a lot of time on.
You are from Earth, but you are connected, like everyone else, to many other civilizations. So to say you are from there is a misunderstanding.
Okay.
Because you, the person here on Earth, obviously are from Earth. But you are connected to many other experiences on other worlds. So, now that you're becoming aware of those connections, it can feel like you're from there because they're becoming a little bit more important to you. You're focusing on them. But the idea is to bring that connection you're feeling down to earth. Does that help?
Yes. Yes. I was just curious.
Yes.
It was an amazing conversation. Just curious, I couldn't quite figure out the name of the planet. We know it was with a Z. It was difficult to say. Just curious, maybe the name and the dimension, that particular one.
You are getting assistance from the connection from a high, 6th density serious consciousness. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
One moment. The serious consciousness wants us to remind you that what you say you have experienced that might, from one perspective, seem, as you use the word, so horrific, means you're actually strong enough to go through the experience and still be capable of transforming it. So you don't have to believe that in any way, shape, or form the experience took away from you anything about your innate power. You went through it because you are powerful enough to do so and still bring yourself back to center. So know that, and it will guide you as a beacon. Yes?
Yes, that's great.
All right. Then that's all you need to know for now.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And a you good day.
Ooh, I didn't.
That didn't translate.
I didn't expect this. So.
Well, congratulations. As we say on our planet, Shivai. Anytime someone experiences something that they didn't expect at all, that's cause for celebration and congratulations, because it means you're allowing for a flow of synchronicity in your life to lead you automatically.
That sounds exciting.
Yes, but speak up so that all can hear you.
I don't exactly have a question.
That's all right. You don't need a question.
But
you can make a statement.
I was wondering if you had a question for me.
No.
No. Nothing?
Oh, all right.
Okay.
We will refer to the standard chapter on Earth of questions to ask.
It could be personal.
Are you always acting on your highest excitement to the best of your ability with no insistence on a particular outcome?
No.
I see. One moment. Why not?
I don't know my excitement.
One moment. Don't know. Oh, one moment. Making sure that we've got this translation correct. Nonsense. It is very easy to understand how to act on your highest excitement. It may simply be that you have this blown up idea of what that's supposed to be like. Keep it simple. Start simple. You are here tonight, we will assume, because you're excited to be here.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah.
So already you understand that you acted on your excitement just to get here, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't say you don't know how to act on your excitement. You've just proven that that's false. But the idea is to not make it such a grandiose thing. When we talk about acting on your highest excitement, we don't mean highest in the sense that it has to be the greatest thing you will ever do in your life. We don't mean it has to be a life-spanning career. We don't mean it has to be the grandest project that comes with trumpets from heaven. That's not what we mean when we say highest. It can be that. But generally speaking, if you find that you're in a limbo state, you're at a crossroads, you can't quite figure it out, go back to the basics.
Okay.
At every moment in your life, there are a simple array of options available to you. You could read a book, you could take a walk on the beach, you could have lunch with a friend, you could see a movie, etc., etc., etc. Just pick the one that contains even just a tiny bit more attractiveness or excitement than any other option. Do that first. Take it as far as you can till you can take it no further. Then, when that seems to lose its momentum, look at the options available to you and pick the next one that contains even just a little bit more excitement than any other, and act on that to the best that you are able with no insistence on an outcome, and just keep doing that. And then it will build and build and build and build, and bigger opportunities will be presented to you when you demonstrate that you're willing to act on whatever contains the highest excitement relative to any other option. That's all it means. But you can build up from there. You can create the momentum from there. Does that make more sense and make the concept a little clearer to you?
Yeah.
Does that make it seem easier?
A little bit.
A little bit. All right. Does that mean that you're a little bit more excited about this?
A little bit.
A little bit. All right. That's a good start.
Okay. I have a question about, like, similar to that. How come I noticed that everything I approach with fear, like I already think that I lost before I try.
Yes.
I don't understand why, because
because you think that something worse will happen if you actually go forward to act on the thing that excites you. You have a belief that's attached to your excitement that makes it seem worse than the alternative, doing nothing. Find out what that belief is and let it go. And then you will move in the direction of your excitement because you will know there's nothing to be afraid of. Because you won't have created a reason to be afraid of yourself, of your true self.
But what if I fail?
What does that mean? What does failure mean? Do you know the story of your own Edison?
Yes.
Do you?
No.
You understand it took approximately 2,000 tries before Edison actually created a working light bulb? Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
And someone asked him, well, how does it feel to have failed 2,000 times? And Edison's response was, I didn't fail. I found 2,000 ways not to make a light bulb. Do you understand?
Yes.
Your definition is what makes you experience the concept of failure. If it's an experience you can learn something from, how can that ever be a failure? The failure, if you want anything close to a true failure, is to not be yourself. Then you could say you failed. But even then, not really. Because that's still an experience that your soul can learn from and use. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So, as we often say, if at first you don't succeed, redefine success to something that works for you.
I like that.
All right, then use it.
Can I ask
And watch your definitions.
Can I ask one more thing?
That was one more thing. You want to ask another?
Yes.
Please, all of you, you don't have to ask if you can ask. Just ask. Otherwise, you've already asked.
I have a question. I've noticed that sometimes people come up and they ask you what star civilizations, like you can...
That they're connected to.
Yeah. I was wondering which ones I'm connected to.
You will have to be a little bit more bold in asking the question before we know that you've asked the question, and not be such a shrinking violet.
What star systems am I connected to?
Why? Why do you want to know?
I can feel it.
Can you? What does it feel like? What does it feel like?
It just feels like something's grounded in my heart.
And that guides you?
It just feels right.
Yes. And what does that mean to you? What does it allow you to do in life? This grounded feeling in your heart.
I guess it makes me open and curious.
All right. And those are strengths and powers, are they not?
Yes.
Then what is there to be afraid of? What is there to be afraid of? If you are strong and powerful and grounded in your heart, and you know that that's true for you, what is there to be afraid of?
What if it doesn't work?
What does that mean? Didn't we just go through this? Did we not explain that when you act on your highest excitement and you do it to the best of your ability, that you need to lose any insistence for what the outcome actually looks like? Remember that part of the formula?
Yeah.
So if you lose any insistence for what you believe needs to happen, then you're not creating the idea that something is supposed to work in a certain way. You just allow it to work as it needs to work. You don't have to make it work. And if you don't have to make it work, then you can't fail at making it work, because you don't have to make it work. Just let it work, because it already does. Does that make it easier?
A lot easier.
All right, then there you go. Allow it, allow it, allow it. You have some strong Arcturan energy, you have some strong Pleiadian energy, you have some strong Sirius energy. You have a few other things, and you're very strongly connected to the hybrids as well. But we won't go into that right now.
How come?
Because you might be afraid of what we have to say.
But actually, that's so interesting, though.
Yes, it is.
But...
Are you curious now?
Yeah, very.
How curious are you?
Very curious.
Very, very curious?
Insanely curious.
Stay in that state and move through your life. in that energy, and all the answers you need will come to you. It's not our job to tell you the next things about your connection to the hybrids, but I guarantee you someone will.
Oh, God. Whoa.
So, pleasant dreams.
Thank you, Bashar.
Oh my God, hi.
And a you good day. Everyone is singing tonight.
You
Speak
make
up,
us sing.
speak up.
Speaking of dreams, I exercise my power of choice by choosing not to dream when I was younger, and it's getting harder to choose to remember my dreams. Do you have any baby steps to help me remember them?
Why do you believe you need to?
I am excited for them, and I think I would enjoy them.
I see. You understand that physical reality is also a type of dream, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you remember what happened in your physical life?
Yes.
Then you remember your dreams.
Okay.
What if you don't need to remember your dreams because you're living your dreams in physical reality?
Wow. That's
what about
kind of
that
awesome.
idea? Does that definition work for you?
Absolutely.
And if you allow that definition to work for you and don't need to remember, maybe you'll start remembering.
Okay, I'll do that.
You follow the paradox here?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Use the power of paradox.
I will.
You are dreaming right now.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, maybe you are living your dreams. Therefore, maybe you don't need to remember the ones that may occur at night, because you understand that what you call a dream is just your physical mind's way of creating symbols to remember an experience that you're having. And if you're having certain experiences that you know to remember right now would actually get in the way of living your physical dream, then maybe you don't need to know those things right now. And when you relax the need to know them, maybe then in perfect timing you will know what you need to know. Yes?
Yes,
But
gotcha.
you yourself can be the living dream. Remember that we no longer sleep because we are living the dream. We are lucid in the physical dream. Therefore, we are always dreaming and we are always awake. Maybe that's where you're heading. How do you know?
I think I do know.
All right. Did you dream that you knew that?
No, it's a choice and it's a feeling, I guess.
And it's a knowingness for you?
Yeah.
Then know that you're dreaming now. And the more you become lucid in this dream, the more you will connect to remembering whatever it is you need to know when you need to know it. Yes?
Yes.
Understand, we are discussing states of being. This is the science. It's all about resonance. It's all about frequency. It's all about states of being. When you allow yourself to engage in these dialogues with us, we are delivering to you the information that is necessary to allow you the greatest probability of getting into the state of being that will serve you best. So the path we take and the information we give is simply always designed for that particular experience. You understand?
Yes.
So you understand that you are having a dream with us right now. This is a dream.
It's a fun dream.
All right.
You also mentioned that we all have what you call staff, our guides.
Yes.
I feel like 2 of them have made them known to me, but I just can't remember their names properly. Do you mind letting me know who they are?
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
They kind of feel that way, actually. There's a strict one and a more loving one.
Yes. Well, the more loving one is Tweedledee. The stricter one is Tweedledum.
Okay. Thank you.
You understand that's not literally their name.
Yes.
But it is the state of being you need for now.
Mhm.
And they are happy to play this game with you.
I think so, yes.
And it in and of itself is a dream.
Yeah, they gave me their names and then they wiped half of it away, so it sounds
No,
like them.
you did. For your own purposes.
Okay. That I don't know of yet.
You will when you wake up in the dream you're having right now.
Okay. I will leave it up to my higher mind. So thank you so much.
All right. Sweet dreams.
Good day, Bashar.
And a you good day.
In December, you were talking about the fall of 2016.
Yes, I was.
I believe, but I'm not positive. in what reference you made this comment, but I've been very curious ever since. You said that you, or a group of people, I don't know who, beings, were waiting for us to change something. Do you remember making that statement? And
yes.
Is it appropriate?
But we're not waiting. We are watching to see if you choose to change certain things. Remember, this is all about leading up to the idea of contact more openly. Therefore, certain things need to change to give us an indication that you're actually moving more strongly in the direction of choosing contact more openly. So we are watching, but we're not waiting.
So that was what you were referring to, contact?
For the most part.
So it's for us to be less afraid and more open and...
Yes.
Okay.
Because then you are matching our frequency more closely, and when you match our frequency more closely, you increase the probability of existing in a similar reality, and thus we can interact more closely. Right now, you are too vastly different from our frequency.
Okay. So that leads me into another thought that I've had often, and I have done what I have learned to call programming. It's a type of...
It's a permission slip.
Yes, a permission slip. So, but I sometimes feel that maybe my focus would be better suited to just raising my resonance.
Which is also what you can use permission slips for, if you wish. But again, the basic permission slip is to act on your highest excitement to the best of your ability with no insistence on a particular result. That's the basic permission slip. All other permission slips take their cue from that formula.
So as we're looking at the circus around politics that's happened these last 2 years...
Your planet is quite full of clowns, isn't it?
Yes, it's amazing.
Yes.
So instead of getting all worked up over it and fearful and
Why would you choose to do that?
It's kind of... there's a lot of bait, you know.
Don't take the bait.
Okay. Okay.
Are you a fish?
No.
Then don't swallow it hook, line, and sinker.
So what I was thinking is a better response would be to take that and strongly put intention towards what you prefer.
And action. You must take physical action to ground the intention. So do the things that are representative, act to the best of your ability in all the ways you can that are more representative of the version of Earth that you prefer, the version of society you prefer.
Well, that's where I get confused on what action. Some of these structures, like the legal system, it's so...
It's so what? You created it. Change it. Or create your own.
How?
Create a new one. And suggest to everyone that this might be something they would prefer to replace the other one with.
Okay, well, I have ideas, but I don't know where to go with them.
Then you're not relying on your imagination enough. Because you may be taking it too literally. The idea is you can act out many different things even by mocking them up. Why not have a mock election?
Can you
gather your friends and vote the way you wish to vote and elect who you wish to elect in a mock election. Even if it's not what you consider to be the actual one, you are actually acting it out and creating an energy state. And that leaks into your planet, even if you just mock it up. Do the best you can. Take what actions you can. Don't limit your imagination and think, well, if it's not the real thing, I can't do anything. You can do many things. You need to be more playful, more imaginative, and know that that actually has an effect.
Okay.
You understand?
But I don't know who we would be voting for.
Create your own candidate.
Okay. Oh, just make one up and make
Why not?
Okay.
If the candidate you make up is more representative of the attributes you would prefer to elect, then make one up. Take it as far as your imagination can take it. Don't sell yourself short.
Okay. Okay.
Don't stop yourself. Loosen up. Let your imagination run.
Okay. Great.
That's just one suggestion. See what other suggestions your higher mind and your imagination can come up with. Be creative.
When I get an idea, then just start asking for ways to act on it.
And act on it. Okay. It'll come. Even if it seems, oh no, here's that word, crazy. Act on it to the best of your ability if it's representative of what you prefer, representative of your excitement. Many of you have already heard stories of people mocking things up before they actually manifested in their lives. Mm-hmm. Yes? Mm-hmm. You can do the same. Okay. Do you not believe you have the power to make a difference?
No, I believe I have tremendous power to make a difference.
Then it has to go hand in hand with actual physical action in order to ground the energy, because you are experiencing yourself as a physical being. So just sitting and thinking about it isn't going to do much. You actually have to do the actions, the behaviors that are representative of what you wish and prefer to be true in the best way you can. And if you can't actually affect the structure that's there, make up your own structure to whatever degree you can and act on it. Okay. That will actually have an effect.
Okay.
You follow?
Yes.
Because again, please, all of you, remember, you never change the world you're on. Ever. You shift yourself bit by bit to different versions of Earth that are successfully and successively more reflective of the change you've made in yourself.
Okay.
The world that you were on a moment ago still exists and will never change. You're just focused in a different reality that is more representative of what you prefer.
So just raising your resonance doesn't get you to that other reality. You need to ground
You're
it
missing
in
the
action.
point. You can't really raise your resonance unless you actually do something that is representative of the raising of your resonance.
Okay.
You're not completing the circuit.
Okay.
You understand the difference?
Yes, I do.
You may raise your frequency to some degree through certain methodologies, but the idea is that even if you're just meditating, that's an action. It's a physical action.
Right.
But if you actually have a scenario that you're bringing into the meditation, then you need to make it a dynamic meditation and actually act it out to the best of your ability. Then you're putting that vibe, as you say, into the world. You're radiating that frequency.
Okay.
To the point where somebody will then see you as an example of the change. And then you will attract people of like mind, and then you gather more and more and more, and before you know it, you're the majority. You understand?
Yes.
Does this help you?
Yes. So you said ground it.
Yes.
And that...
The physical action acts to ground the energy in the physical reality so that there will actually be a physical effect.
So that makes me think of another issue that I wanted to ask you about. Sleep is sometimes not coming easily for me.
Maybe you're not on your natural biorhythmic cycle. Maybe you're forcing yourself to be asleep when you don't need to be and forcing yourself to be awake when you should be asleep.
Okay, because I like to sleep. I like to be awake in the middle of the night.
Then there you go.
So would it be helpful for me to ground my bed with all these things that they have come up with?
Not if you're not following your natural biorhythmic cycle. It's not going to do much good for you. Because then you're only forcing yourself into a cycle that's not natural.
Okay.
You understand?
So we
follow your natural cycle. It's not a should.
Okay,
follow your natural cycle, and you will find that things will flow more easily in your life.
Okay. My guides give me little symbols, and today and yesterday...
You mean like tiny little symbols that you bang together and make music?
No, like my dashboard, the D on my dashboard has been flashing.
Yes.
So I get out my manual, and I don't see any evidence that that's telling me there's something wrong with my car. So what are they trying to tell me? Drive.
You need to be the driving engine of your life. Doing what I'm just suggesting to you. You need to take action. You need to move forward.
So
drive.
Drive. Okay.
Yes.
And on that same
That's
vein...
it.
Okay, thank you.
Drive.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And are you good day?
So I'm having this issue with time.
Oh, how exciting. What is that issue?
Well, when I was younger, time was very easy to figure out.
Yes.
And
now?
Things took a long time, and I had time to do everything, and everything's so sped up.
Yes. But the idea is that if you're doing more than you need to do, it will translate as not having enough time. When you trust the synchronicity in the kit of excitement, it will organize everything for you, and you will have time to do everything you need to do, and what you don't have time to do, you don't need to do. Does that help, or did I take not enough time to explain that? You want me to go over that again?
Yeah.
Have you heard us talk about the idea that excitement is a complete kit?
Right.
And it contains many different tools, one of which is synchronicity.
Correct.
So if you're acting on your highest excitement, that's the first thing you do until you can do it no further. Then you act on the next thing and the next and the next. The synchronicity in the toolkit of excitement will show you exactly how much time you need to spend on any given thing that is representative of your excitement, and whatever you don't have time to do at the end of the day when you're excited about going to sleep, you didn't need to do that day. It is actually truly an organizing principle. It will show you exactly how many things you need to do, when you need to do them, how much needs to be done in a day, and so forth. Let it organize your schedule. Let synchronicity be your guide. And then you will have exactly the amount of time you need to do all the things you actually need to do. The other things at that moment, you may not need to do as much as you think you may need to do them.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah, it's just very scary. But
And why is that scary? If it's a perfect organizational tool,
right.
and it's actually showing you what you need to do when, the only reason that would be scary is you're not trusting that to be true.
Right.
You think you're going to miss something.
Yes, totally. And it's
Well, then you don't understand how the tool works. Because if there's something that is truly important for you, how can you possibly miss it if it's contained in the organizing principle? You think it will leave something out? It leaves nothing out that's really relevant. That's one of its traits. It leaves nothing relevant out. So you can't miss anything. In fact, the only way to miss things is actually to spend time that you will miss them by worrying about it. You understand?
Yes.
Worrying that you will miss things makes you miss things.
Right.
Trusting the flow, you can't miss anything that's really relevant for you. That's how it works.
So this sort of illusion that I'm living in this 1920s silent movie where everything's just sped up.
Yes.
Versus how things felt, 20 years ago.
Yes.
It's literally like a day goes by in like 20
well,
seconds.
things are accelerating, but things seem to accelerate when you're living more in the moment. Living more in the now, you create less time. Remember, time is something you're creating.
I know.
Therefore, if you're actually living more in the moment, you're more efficient.
Okay.
And therefore, you can do more things with less time.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So that's the natural progression, to do more things with less time, because you're doing them more in the moment.
No, that makes sense. And
I know.
Probably why,
Yes,
children have so much time on their hands.
Yes, but again, watch your definitions. It's your definitions of your relationship to the idea of time that make you feel like you don't have enough time. There is always enough time because you're the one creating it.
Right.
But if you create more details, then you need more time. But if you don't need that many details, then you also won't need as much time.
Right.
Work more holistically.
Right. Totally
Yes.
makes sense. Absolutely.
Yes, you say on your planet, work smarter, not harder.
Mm-hmm.
Work more holistically. And then you won't need as much time to accomplish things.
Right. Okay.
Does this help?
Yeah, totally.
All right. Anything else?
Not really.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Yes.
Hello, Tadea.
Nania.
So we have some questions from our Ustream listeners.
Yes.
The first one actually...
Has been answered?
No.
All right.
Just start with this one. Was the recent shooting in Orlando the terror attack that you already predicted?
No. Okay. Not even close.
Just checking. Okay. So the next one, this is actually relates to the monologue that you gave in the permission slip. And that is, this is an individual that wrote in that they were repeatedly abused in childhood.
All right.
And since then, their brain just seems to be in a state of anxiety.
Yes.
Always in a fight or flight state.
Yes, yes, yes.
And they wanted to know if the story tree could help them get over their PTSD and regain balance.
Yes, this is what it's designed to do.
Okay, so even mechanically, what's going on when you're doing this permission slip?
Yes.
When you talk about the part where you sort of dissociate or you see the imagery of what happened, but you imagine it is happening in a sense to someone else because you're dissociated from it.
Yes. It's like watching a movie. It may look like you, but it's not you. That's the dissociative part. Again, it's not about denial. It's just a technique to begin to rewire the brain in a certain way to make it more receptive to the positive vibrations that will reinforce the positive story. This is a technique. It's a very specific technique designed specifically for the rewiring of the neurological system in the body.
Okay, so for example, in the example you were giving, this might be a person seeing this happening to a child.
Yes.
So that in and of itself could evoke some pretty strong feelings,
Of course.
right?
And again, you can use this technique for that as well. Any traumatic experience, any abusive experience, any negative experience that you call such can apply to this technique.
Right, because people have PTSD from observing other people being abused.
We understand that.
And there's so many reasons. Why does the brain choose the PTSD as a way of resolving the issue?
In a sense, what is happening is the neurological system is in a closed feedback loop, thus reinforcing the original trauma over and over and over again. The idea is that techniques like the one we have just described to you can break that loop, can break that cycle.
So it's almost like the brain starts to sort of malfunction. It gets stuck in a loop.
It's not that it's actually malfunctioning. It's actually functioning too well, but only along a specific line. There is no other input coming in that should be coming in. All the input is simply based around that experience. Therefore, all the efficiency of the neurology is simply focused in that experience.
Is it in a sense the brain saying you need to come at this a different way, otherwise it's just going to keep repeating over and over again?
Exactly.
So it's actually a very powerful tool for you to give yourself in learning how to recognize that you've created a brain loop.
Yes.
Because it's important that you perceive something from a new perspective.
Yes. And these kinds of tools can help you achieve the different perspective that is required to break you from the loop.
Because in the loop, the person can feel powerless because they feel like I can't stop this loop.
Yes. And therefore, again, this permission slip is specifically designed to interact with the neurology in such a way as to help break the loop.
What I've noticed about permission slips is that when you experience something and you feel powerless, you can feel very stuck in that place. And it shows you that you're having a definition that tells you that there's nothing you can do about something.
Yes.
Or you're just telling yourself a story about the situation that's reinforcing the idea that you are powerless.
Yes, and of course there is always the ability to remember the primal story. And the primal story is you can't feel powerless unless you're empowered to create a feeling of powerlessness. That's the primal story.
And then you know if you've changed a powerless interpretation of a situation by the fact that you feel relieved and you no longer feel disempowered.
Correct.
Similar to a permission slip you gave a long time ago called the circuit breaker.
Yes. This is another form of circuit breaker, but something slightly more sophisticated and more specific.
Yes. So I think that a lot of people enjoyed that and got a lot out of it. And another person wrote in and said that they wanted to know if they can use the technique to change an experience that they gave to someone else.
Absolutely.
Okay, so when you say that, you're saying that you can heal, the person can heal themselves in relation to something they may have done that they're not so happy about.
The technique can be used for the abused and the abuser. Because again, remember, it takes a victim to make a victim. The abuser has also been abused. Therefore, it will work for both sides of the coin.
And would you say that if the abuser then uses this technique and dissociates from the negative energy associated with their guilt,
yes,
does that in turn impact the individual that had the experience regardless of whether they're even aware of the other person's?
It depends on many different factors. But again, being a physical reality, the most effective might be, if possible, that the person who has used it on themselves as the abuser to transform themselves, thus offers at least the opportunity to benefit the abused in the same way with the same tool to help them as well.
You mean by sharing it, or you're saying energetically it's just an automatic thing once the abuser actually...
No, I'm saying physically.
They need
Teach
to communicate
it to the person that they abused and help them out of it, if at all possible.
Okay.
Now, holotope time?
If you say so.
I do.
Okay.
So you may all take a short break and we'll resume this transmission to crystallize the story tree in your holotope meditation.
Okay. Thank you.
How's it going? Going okay? All right, we will say, let us continue this transmission in the following way. Before we go into your holotope meditation, we would like to let you know that because we recognize that tomorrow of your time in your culture, you talk about the idea being Father's Day, the transmission tomorrow that we have titled the State of the Union will thus appropriately be delivered by my father. So, allow yourselves now to become relaxed. Breathe gently, easily, deeply. Let go of your concerns. Relax your physical form. Let your thoughts drift, and as your lights change and your music rises, allow yourselves to focus on the mirror of the holotope, for it is a mirror, and it reflects, for the purposes of the permissionship we have shared with you, of the story tree. This holotope is all the branches that you can create, radiating out from the central trunk, going deep into the roots of the beginnings of your experience of your life in physical reality in this incarnation. Therefore, use this holotope experience now to begin to allow yourselves to let the story tree permission slip sink in, so that you may, with strong roots embedded deep in the ground, draw forth from the earth the nourishment that is required to allow the tree to grow tall and strong, and allow it to blossom with its leaves, flowers, and fruits that will give you the opportunity to neutralize and shift those vibrations that are out of alignment with your true self, and allow them to transform into those frequencies that will serve you in more constructive, creative, loving, positive ways, so that you may allow yourself to experience the growth of your being and the support of the universe in shifting to frequencies that allow you ultimately to take advantage of the parallel realities that you are passing through all the time, but in such a manner of expressing more consciousness, so that by using this permission slip and by being the story tree and telling yourself the story that is more true for you vibrationally and energetically, you may transform that from the earth into that which reaches to the sky and bathes in the sun that allows you to live more freely, more openly, and to generate the shade that will cool and calm the ground and the roots, so that you may get the reverberation from the top to the bottom that will ultimately penetrate every branch, every leaf, every flower, and every fruit that you bring forth in ways that will feed your soul, and also allow the blossoms to give delight to those who shall look upon you and see that you have grown tall and strong, and yet flexible enough to bend with the winds of change, and know that you will always be able to draw forth the sustenance that you need from all the experiences you have had. No matter what the vibration was at that time, they can all be transformed up through the roots and the trunk and the branches and the leaves into the experiences that serve you now, and allow you to find yourself ultimately in a forest of similar trees, all swaying in the breeze, creating a beautiful, verdant landscape on the rolling hills of reality, becoming the forest of truth, the forest that receives the unconditional love and light of all that is, and bathes in it, and is immersed in it, grounded in it, and celebrates life in all its forms, in all its ways. Allow yourself to breathe gently and easily through all your leaves, and breathe out that which is no longer you, shifting, growing, changing with the seasons of your life into the beautiful story tree that tells the story of who you are and who you shall become. Allow yourself to grow and branch out. Allow yourself to dream, and allow the roots that now can serve you in positive ways to stretch out and connect to all the other roots of all the other trees, so that you all become one tree, supporting each other, shading each other, nourishing each other, delighting each other, and covering the landscape of your life, and providing home and shelter for all that live within, all the thoughts, all the feelings, everything that is you lives within that new forest created by that single story tree and all the others that you connect to share life, to share love, to be who you are, truly who you are. Transition and shift into that vibration in comfort and in ease and in peace. For that is all contained within you. There is nothing that is really external. You contain everything that you need to grow strong and tall, and to reach toward the light of the sun, and to breathe in that which shall sustain you and nourish you for all your life and beyond. For you lay the groundwork and you lay the foundation for the beauty that is to come, the beauty that is always here, the beauty that ever was. Tell yourself a new story. Work with your higher mind and your imagination to be the new story that you know you can be. To live in that story, to love in that story, to experience life as that story. The winds pass through your branches and your leaves, creating a beautiful, beautiful music, and a song and a story of life, a song and a story of eternity, a song and a story of infinity, a song and the story of you, the true you, the beautiful you, the blossoming you, the verdant you, the living you, the powerful you, deserving of life and love, the vibrant energy, the core of your being, spreads out through the trunk, the roots and the branches and the leaves, the flowers and the fruit, and allows you to live a story that is surpassingly sweet and sustaining. Breathe it in and make it your own. Breathe it in and make it your own. Breathe it in, and it is yours, forever and ever. Sway in the breeze. Delight in your new story. Empower yourself. Be the source. Allow yourselves now to drift and dream. Drift and dream. Drift and dream. In the unconditional love and the unconditional support of all that is. Softly, gently, slowly, allow your lights to dim and your music to soften, for the lights and the music are now within you, and even in the darkness shall they light your way and sing the song that is the new story that you may now choose to live. Be at peace. Be at peace. Be at peace. Our unconditional love to you all, our deep appreciation and gratitude. Live in grace and live in freedom and live in love. Sweet dreams and welcome home.
all you will ever discover in the deepest, darkest,